not sure what's going on, but Matt was mentioning that it loses sync. Worst case scenario is it's timing and we have to rip this thing out. Hey guys, welcome back. We're back on the FRS. I know it's been a little bit since we posted about it, but let me show you where we're at now. Matt finished off these braces here, which look really nice. We got to paint those today. He made this right here, the intake tube. Obviously got the blow-off valve welded on there. So the clutch master cylinder, we had to cut a hole here, right there. So the one that's from the FRS didn't work. It wouldn't pull far enough away. So Matt got a new one.
So yeah, we're using a hydraulic throw-up bearing from American Powertrain. It's their Street Max hydraulic bearing. It moves this hydraulic bearing enough where the factory one didn't move it quite enough to disengage the clutch. We just gotta make a shifter relocation thing because this transmission is quite a bit shorter than the FRS, and the motors move forward a little bit. So we gotta make the shifter come through the same factory hole or else it's gonna be way up on the dash.
All right guys, so here it is finished up. Matt got it all welded up, painted. Came out really nice. It'll sit right here. That looks really good. We've also got quite a few things done over here. Got the wires pulled out, both of them. Used some rubber grommets, so came out pretty nice. Put the seal in here. Unfortunately, the way the seal is, it's not quite thick enough here, but it does touch on the sides. That'll just make it better for sealing and pulling air the way it's supposed to rather than it just escaping everywhere. Brackets are painted. That same Ford gray that we did for the engine mounts. As you can see, the charge side is done, which that actually turned out pretty easy, huh Matt?
Yeah, no, too bad. 90.
90?
Then to a 90 with a straight piece in between, then a 45 and a 90 here. See if we have any clamps laying around, if not we gotta order them.
So that's really nice. It came out really clean. I think this whole assembly here is ready to go, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll need to take it out anymore.
Nope.
Got the injectors on as well. Everything's plugged in there. Master cylinder over here, clutch master cylinder. It's nice because it came with this bracket here, so when we showed you guys, obviously it was just a hole, but that conceals that hole. Looks like it belongs there. Here's a little reservoir here. So we're moving right along. I think now we're gonna move on to the transmission and try to get that in there.
So, we need to cut this thing out.
Just trying to make sure we get all your muscles on cam. High def.
There.
You doing that? I don't got any grip. Let me take it down. Okay. That was graceful. All right, so it's on, obviously. We've got a little bit of contact right here, not much. I mean, it's barely touching. I don't think you guys can see. Otherwise, it looks like it's plenty of clearance everywhere else.
Stand by.
Holy smokes.
Stay at all?
No.
A little bit?
No.
Not a bit?
No.
Want a little more lever?
Yeah. Gave me this thing. He's got one like twice the size.
Let's see how close this drive shaft is. Just need to make an adapter for that. Figure out how wide we want it, and it should be pretty simple, especially if Dave makes it for us.
All right, so now that we've got the transmission in, we can go ahead and check to make sure everything clears, and it does. So here's the hole, obviously, that we cut out from the bottom. Here's where we're gonna mount it now. Matt's working on the shifter. So we'll go ahead and show you that real quick and then see how it fits.
So here's what we got. The 256 shifter. And then I made this piece that'll bolt on here, or slide on there, set screw there, and then a bolt will hold it down too. And then this, I made this, it's got a couple spacers there. It'll slide on there, like that. And then we have our shifter handle. It'll go here. And then that other base plate we made, bolt here, and that'll go on there. And then just something like that.
Then we're also gonna plasti dip this end here. So here's the stuff we're gonna use. It's just to dip it in. Should give it a nice thick coat. Oh, and we went with pink, Matt's favorite color.
Did you shake it at all?
No. Did you shake it at all?
See how this goes. Maybe I should have read the instructions.
All right, so here it is. We got a couple coats on there. We're gonna let that dry and install the rest of the shifter here.
Just bolt this down with the washer, and then we'll be able to glue this thing down.
All right, guys, here it is, all put together. And Matt's been shifting through the gears just to make sure everything's good. It's solid.
Yeah, you can't grab the handle yet because that's still wet, but you can see it moves pretty good.
Yeah, and there's no play at all. So when it moves the shifter. So now we're gonna move on to the battery here. So like I said, this is just in here. It's not plugged in, but we're running the cable through here. We're gonna drill a hole in here, and then bring it back. We're gonna have the battery box right here, which is this. It's massive, so we're still trying to figure out. I mean, it's the right size. Here's battery, so there's not much room. You've got the tie downs here, so we're still trying to figure that out. But I'm gonna run the cables now. Matt's gonna work on the exhausts over here.
So I got 4-bolt flanges here, and I just gotta try to figure out how I'm gonna get it through here and down through that little crack there. These are 3-inch holes on these things, but I'm gonna flare it to 3-inch and just run 2.5 out of the engine bay and then back up to 3-inch, just because there's no room here. This side's tight. This side's got a little bit more room, not a lot, but we also have the fuel lines right there, so obviously gotta stay away from those. So I'm gonna work on that right now. All right, guys, so we've made some progress, quite a bit of progress. We're almost ready to fire this thing up. So we got some exhaust. I just ran them straight up. I don't have enough material and there's not enough time to run it down and out for now. So we got our O2 sensor here, our vacuum log over here for our map sensor, fuel pressure, and just our reference, and then brakes. We still have to put coolant in it, but we don't have heater hoses yet, so we can't put coolant in it yet. I got the terminator all hooked up. I had to steal the screen out of the Mustang. This screen here didn't work. Like, it comes on and then I click on it and nothing happens. I still got to add a power wire from my alternator down to the battery. We got the battery box mounted back here in the middle for now. I want to put it somewhere else, but running out of time.
And by running out of time, he means today is Tuesday?
Yeah.
The races are on Saturday, so yeah, we're running out of time. We haven't even first fire, yeah.
Yeah. So we got the oil feed lines done, and they're all right here, both of them coming off. And they're coming off this MMR relocation kit. It's super nice, so shout out to them. It has an out for a 1/4 inch out over here, and an 1/8 inch MPT out here for the sensor. They supply all the hoses, and it's all billet stuff, so it's pretty nice. I just had to make a little plate here to bolt it to, and then works out pretty good.
And also on the fly, Matt made a cross member here, just to show you how short we are on time.
Yeah, so I just welded some tabs here. I welded these doublers here, because obviously this is pretty thin, and I just welded a tab here. I want to make it removable because this training's so tight in here, but so I only welded one on now, so we can cut that off later and make it removable.
But it'll work for now.
Yeah, it should work.
Fuel lines are all in. We're actually troubleshooting right now.
Yeah, so we added a filter here. We need to make sure, we gotta see why it's not priming. Thought it was out of gas, but...
Yeah, so I guess let's get this thing down and check. So we think we found the problem. You know, swap the lines, everything's fine here. So here's all we're doing. We're just swapping fittings here, since everything's tied in at the top. And we should be good for first fire, huh?
No, we need that pedal.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's another thing we didn't mention, huh? Give them the good news.
Yeah, I got the wrong pedal. I just had a F-150 pedal laying around, and I thought that would work, but apparently it's not compatible with the Holly. So I ordered a pedal. Maybe it'll be here in 3 days.
Oh, shoot. Cutting it even closer.
Yeah.
You're gonna try it anyways? So we don't have a pedal, obviously, like Matt just mentioned, but we're gonna still try to crank it over and see what happens. Yeah. I heard the throttle body move.
Did you?
Yeah.
It says it worked. It worked.
You just needed me here, dude. I am good luck. I believe you now. It's working.
Well, I guess let's see if it'll fire up.
All right, guys. First fire. Here we go.
Let's see.
Matt did some calibration on the sensors. We're gonna set the fuel pressure here in a sec, but we're just swapping out the battery real quick. So we don't think the other one had enough juice. Matt also mentioned maybe timing, hopefully not. We took the timing chains off to do the cams. So hopefully that's not the case, because we don't want to rip this out.
A few moments later.
We're not sure what's going on, but Matt was mentioning that it loses sync just really quick. We're gonna do some digging and we'll get back to you guys. Worst case scenario is it's timing and we have to rip this thing out, retime it. Hopefully it's something else, but we'll let you know. So we found a couple things. Some of you guys may have noticed while we were trying to start this thing, we left these on. And obviously, can't get any oxygen in there. And Matt also found a cam sensor back there that wasn't plugged in. So hopefully that's it. Yeah, no kidding. Well, yeah.
All the sensors and let it breathe.
Woo! Do the James May dance, dude.
I don't know the James.
We'll have him dancing for you guys on the next one.
Yeah, show them how you do.
The James May dance.